Yeah. Well, hey, and it's cool to hear you talk about how you don't always see yourself in the main event. And I can kind of speculate, pretty loosely, maybe accurately, on who maybe you'd be teasing here for your big game brunch opponent. But man, you had a hell of a main event at the last one with Cassandro and Sonny Kiss, man. Two people that just kind of define this generation. I feel like outside of yourself, when it kind of comes to the LGBTQ community and pro wrestling, that had to be something special for you to be able to bring that to the fans out there.
Yeah, and I think, even knowing Sonny and I've spoken with Cassandra at shows before, I was still nervous to come to them. Like, when you're on the inside of it, you're not going, well, this is going to be a pretty big event. This is a pretty big deal. And there's a lot of eyes on this. You're just kind of going like, I hope they want to be on my show. And I hope they're excited when I tell them. Yeah. But then getting those two there, like, not only are they both just wonderful professionals to be around and just know how to handle themselves and are helping everyone out and letting everyone talk to them and ask them things, but to see Sonny, someone who is on television and who is doing this and is in this, primetime cable position right now, still under the learning tree, and having Cassandro kind of help guide and teach, and, all of us, stepping in and listening. It's just like, it's bananas incredible to see that come together. And, Cassandro was nothing but the most gracious professional the whole time. But there was a moment at the end where I look over, and I think this was before the clusterfuck. And so Cassandro was resting, and my boyfriend was there, and Pero's husband was there. And Cassandro, Pero's husband, and my boyfriend are just sitting at a table together, drinking soda, hanging out. I think my boyfriend had champagne, but Cassandra was not drinking. But they're all hanging out, sitting at the table, just chatting, just being girls, having their time. And I was just like, what a weird thing that I can put myself in, where my boyfriend's just casually over there with one of the top LGBTQ pro wrestlers who just trailblazed, and it's just like, it's no big thing. Like, we're hanging out. I love Cassandro. She is so fun. Like, it was blowing my mind to have that, with my name slapped on it.
Man, yeah, that's wild, dude. That is really crazy. So, like, what is Cassandro like in that space where, I mean, this is a locker room where I'm sure you all feel very comfortable. It's very different than other locker rooms he's been in, especially up here in the States. I'm sure this got to be a very unique experience, him to be in a space like this.
Well, yeah. So, and I'm looking at Cassandra as this just like royal, monarchy figure, and I'm bringing them into a, weird Coliseum building in Indianapolis with a like warehouse horse barn behind it that we're all changing in, with porta potties. It's not the most glamorous place in the world, and everyone would kind of tell you that. And just to see that, like, not bother them at all. They had no problem with it. But right when, this is the real tea, right when Cassandra got to the venue, walks up to me and he goes, why did they all walk past me and didn't invite me in their car? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I was at the hotel waiting and they walked past me and they didn't invite me in their car. And I was like, well, we got you the Uber, right? And she was like, it was so weird. Well, I talked to one of the people that had passed earlier, and they were like, we were so nervous. We didn't want to talk to Cassandra. And after that, I was like, oh my God, they were so nervous. And he was like, no, never nervous. You come talk to me. You come tell me what you need. Now, and from that moment, I was like, okay, they just wanted it to be easy, wanted this to be done, but was so professional the whole time. Like, it's easy. I wish everybody was that easy to work with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, he's a pro. This year's collective is going to take on a little different feel. Obviously, you're going to be there. We'll have a great Bloodsport, show with Josh, for the culture. But man, spring break, dude, it's been taken over, right? And obviously, you had a chance to, you played a little interference here at Take Care. There was a little moment there where we thought that you had joined the dark side, Effy.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you kicked Ricky Shane Page in the balls. You did the right thing, but how fun was that for you to tease Dark Effy there for a brief moment at that show?
I'll say this: I think Dark Effy is here. I figured out in my mind that I'm the most chaotic good I can be, but if you're looking at a certain perspective, I must look like a crazy supervillain. And the thought I had was like, all right, well, are they going to give a fuck if I do this? And second was, can they trust in me for like 4 hours if they don't believe it's real, to like at least see this through? And I have to say, first off, yes, I could have just kicked Joey Janela in the face and he would have won the belt. And I wasn't thinking about that. I was in the moment and I was heated, and I had to stand out there with fucking 440 all night, and they made me bleed everywhere. Look at this. The side of my head has still got a fucking cut in it.
Yeah,
I'm still pulling bits of bamboo out of my head. It was not fun in that case, but it was like those guys are so full of themselves and so stuck on their ways that like if you just like kind of agree with them and let them play Pied Piper, like he calls himself the deathmatch Robin Hood, Ricky does, but he's like a Pied Piper for like lame dudes from Ohio who can't get bookings outside of Mid-South. Like it's a weird thing that you have to kind of convince them that you think it's cool, and when you're actually cool, it's usually easy to convince people who aren't cool that you're cool with them. But with Ricky, it was like he's always so schemy, and they've got their whole little thing going. I still I don't think I spoke more than 5 words to Atticus Kogar after the whole situation. You know, that's the most I'd ever heard him speak about anything, was offer me the damn t-shirt for the club. Yeah. And now they've got spring break, and I think that sounds worse than it is. They said the Clusterfuck's canceled. I don't think people realize that not only is Joey Janela out of his mind, and this is his baby, and he's going to do everything he can to try to fix this and make it right, but also like Nick Gage is here, and
yes,
I like joining 440 and seeing Nick Gage in the building and trying to hide all night was like the most terrifying shit, because I could be like, hey Nikki, I'm just pretending. Like they're watching Nick all night trying to make sure he's not fucking around with stuff. I'm like trying to hide. It's just a whole shenanigan. With him back though, it's like, okay, Ricky, like go find out. Like that dude's been sidelined with a stupid ass calf injury for the better part of half a year, and now he gets to come back and just like fuck you up and like take back over. And having Nick Gage back in the GCW locker room means everybody's on fucking notice, because the moment you can't match Nick Gage on intensity and on bringing it and on giving 150% every night, he's going to call you out for it, and he's going to let you know that you're not on his fucking level. And having that kind of caliber of a person in a locker room, everybody goes even crazier. And so I think, you know, I'm looking at the pandemic wrestling, and were people a little beat up and a little like bummed out about stuff? Yeah, I mean, of course. But were people really trying to go out there and put on the best matches they could in this time? 100%. But do I think they could do it better if Nick Gage had been there the whole time? Yeah, 100%, because he's always pushing everybody to get to that level. I just hope you're ready, Ricky. My plan didn't work 100%. People did give a fuck, though. I was trending in the U.S. at one point.
You were.
Just because I fucking joined 440, which is bananas to me on an independent level, to just like be able to move social media a little bit, you know, to be able to see it go and go, okay, we did do something.
Yeah, and you know that's the thing is like I looked at that little kind of bottle episode there that you got to tell at Take Care, right? And I see Nick Gage coming back here, and him and Ricky, dude, like this has got to be emotionally one of the most hyped matches of all of WrestleMania weekend. I mean, I'm talking over a year of really building to this moment here.